What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so we've got, you know, summer event stuff, Risa event stuff, whatever you want to call it. Lolunat Festival, whatever. You know, there's the winter event and there's the summer event. So it starts today, and starting at 8 a.m. So that's, like, this video is live, and you can go do all this event. So that's what this is covering, is so that you can get this up right away. You know what to do when this event goes live, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, when this video is live, it's live. Does that make sense? Anyways, and it goes all the way until August 16th. You got time. You got time. Holy jeez. That's 6 weeks. Wow. Okay. Did not see that one. So, let's go over the event, then we'll go over the ship. So, it's a Vorgon Tijara, that's how I'm pronouncing it, Dreadnought Cruiser. For a couple days, I saw this and was like, Tactical Dreadnought Cruiser, Science Dreadnought Cruiser, Regular Dreadnought Cruiser. What are you gonna have? Probably because it's Vorgon has Temporal Operative. And this is what I was just assuming. We'll get into that one at the end of the video. So, timestamp here. If you guys want to know, if you guys just care about that, if you don't care about the rest of the summer event, because I'm going to go over basic stuff with it as well as other prizes. So to start off with, how you get this ship though, is you do the daily from the docks, and you get the daily, and then you activate your floater, and then you go and you do 3... There's going to be like 3 or 4 of them that pop up all over the island. So if you're not good at doing a floater, well, one, it's going to help for that mission in the Gamma Quadrant if you screwed up on that one, because this is floaters and this is the exact same control. So you'll be able to have many days of getting used to that. So you can go back and do that mission for a reward or in a higher difficulty and not be like, because I know some people, for some reason, can't deal in 3-dimensionals when it deals with ground, but can do it in space, no problem. Unless they aren't doing it in space very well. Anyways, that's that, and you just do that every day. It's super easy. This is so much easier than the winter event. I'm just saying, because there's not really much skidding. There is a little bit, but not so much. And you follow the pathway. Like, when you see it, you see it. You'll know what I mean. You follow the pathway. And there's no time limit. Okay, there's a 7-minute time limit to do 3 of them. So take your time. If you can't fly across the island, if you can't circumnavigate the island in 7 minutes, you don't, I'm gonna be rude, you can't. It doesn't take that long. Upgrade your floater, maybe? If anything, take your power board out there. So that's that. You just do that every day. And that'll get you Lolunat favors, prize vouchers. Now, moving on to Lolunat favors. So Lolunat prize vouchers are it, but then there's like the little things that look like the Risa symbol. Yeah, those are Lolunat favors. Those are the currency for everything else. And that's for like new power boards that are coming out. That's for power boards. That's for only surfing. You can't fly with those, although they technically fly. And then floaters, which allow you to fly. Sometimes a power board is faster. Just letting you know. But we'll get into all that stuff here in a second. But those are like, the easiest way to get favors is the dance competition. Now, if you've done the Nimbus 3 dance thing, it's that, but a lot longer. But more fun. So the best thing to do is to open up your emotes thing, open it up, you know, pin it so it stays open, and then make it bigger, and then scroll down to all your dances are on one screen. One screen of that little thing. And as the person shouts it out, click it. This is the easiest way to get favors. Because the first one you have to do 3, then the next one you have to do 5, the next one you have to do 10, and the next one you have to do 20. And if you do all 20, 30, whatever. You do the number of dances, you get like low lunar favors or something like that. It's like you build up more increase. It's great. The next one that's really easy to get them is the Horgon Hunt. That's an easy one to do them. You also have a daily. You can do a daily in the back with the Ferengi to get a special item. That gives you some low lunat favors. And then Sandcastle building gets you low lunat favors. I also think that Powerboard Racing gives you low lunat favors, but I don't do that too terribly much. But that also gives you tags so you can breed monkeys? Monkeys? Yes. What do birds do? Birds you get from eggs. Anyways, there's a lot to do during this event. So there's eggs you can buy with low lunat favors, and then you go to the bird person, you hatch an egg, and then you train this stuff up, and you can trade the super bird in for dilithium, I guess. If you've trained Epos, you kind of know what this is. The bird can stick around as a pet, or you can trade it in for dilithium. The vanity pets are spotted Rysian caracals and a holographic Rysian caracal. They're basically cats. There's new emotes. The Summer Event store, which is your low, and there's the low lunat favor store, and then there's the low buy store. New emotes, all baseball themed, but there's more stuff in there. Floaters and power boards. Yep. There's baseball uniforms coming in this year, as well as a bunch of swimwear. There's swimwear, and there's going to be jem'hadars and in Speedos. God help us. Sporting event food items, haha cool, caramel coated popcorn, peanuts, hot dogs, and stadium brew and nachos. Might be eating some nachos here. Yet that is, I don't use food. Anyways, so there are kit modules. Winter event has like space modules and some kit modules. This has ground, so. And they have duty officers. We'll get into that one in just a second, because I have to do this every year. There's kit modules, and some of them are like, and they're Risa themed. So they're like weather thing themed. You'll see what the new ones are in a second. But before, there's like a bridge officer training thing, and you can get a hurricane generator. And basically it looks like a shield, it looks like a regular turret thing for an engineer, and it creates a cloud. It's really silly. Because it's PBAOE, but if the enemies aren't anywhere near it, it's not doing anything. So it's good to put at a choke point, or if you know, like you can't get your bridge officer to do it very well, but if you have it, you can place it down where you know enemies are going to spawn on like incoming waves. Or if they have to go through a choke point, I know the Draenor colony thing, like if you're protecting someplace and they're all going to walk through some small little area, you can put the hurricane generator down there, and they'll take small electrical damage and they'll be slowed, and I think their perception might be decreased. But that's a good place for that. Science has a Tectonic amplifier generator, and it basically creates a small localized earthquake that knocks everything towards the center. That's really cool for science, especially if you use the fire. And then, I don't know what Tactical has. To be honest, I haven't ever looked. I just know that because Aaron is an engineer, so I check out that stuff. The new stuff this year, engineering kit module, cyclonic generator. So again, like a hurricane generator, but deploys barometric cyclonical generator, which in turn will manifest pockets of conditioned air pressure that spin away from the device. So it makes me think that they're gonna like move away, or it might, these cyclone-like air pockets will pull in nearby targets, subjecting them to extreme physical pressure and restraining them for a while. So maybe, I'm not sure how this works, but it seems pretty thematically cool, and if you play more of a control engineer, this could be very useful. Again, when trying to defend a point, you could put this thing down and make everything choke through it, and they'll get pulled into that point. And then maybe if your science officer's smart, they can root everything in place with the Tectonic generator. Basically, your Tectonic thing can replace your electrogravitic field. I'm just saying, because it did on mine. Science kit module, Virulent dark matter cloud. This, I hope, looks cool, even though it doesn't actually do much. Subjects the target to extreme subatomic particle manipulation. They become dizzy, lightheaded, unable to perform precise motor functions, and move quickly about. In this state, they are rendered vulnerable to attack, and nearby allies to those affected could find themselves contracting the cloud as well. I don't quite know what this is. I hope it has a good visual effect. It sounds like the one that changes, that shifts, but I don't know. It sounds like an AoE debilitating rather than the damage resistance rating one, but hey, if you combine those two, they're gonna be deadly. Tactical kit module, magmatic deployment. Calls in a drone bombing run of magmatic eruptions. This drone will fire explosive lava projectiles in a line, dealing severe fire damage and leaving the targeted area smoldering afterwards. That sounds awesome. There are also duty officers that come in for this, and you can go buy them. The 3 elite or very rare ones, they cost 1,000 Lolonut favors, but you'll see that's not hard to get if you're really trying. So this one is a con officer, and it's a small power boost after evasive maneuvers. You get +8 engine, +4 to other subsystems when leaving evasive maneuvers. Does not stack, only best drift bonus applies. So I'm thinking if you have 2 of these officers on, like if you have this one and then the rare one, that she only applies. Cheryl, whatever. Good for, he's a geologist. 10% chance of rooting targets of your exothermic induction field. So not only are you lighting people on fire, are you lighting the ground on fire under people, but they have a 10% chance of being stuck in the fire. That's disgusting. Your thermal induction field now has a 10% chance to root the target for 4 seconds. Very crazy. They also have traits for duty officer things, but if you use them as an active, it doesn't really matter. And then ASA, when you activate the subspace party amplifier, it's a disco ball that makes everyone dance. Anyone who spends at least 10 seconds dancing under its influence gains a 5-minute bonus to dodge. So, good thing to put out, like at the beginning of a thing when you're stuck in a briefing. So everyone will dance and they'll gain a 5 minutes to dodge for the rest of your ground thing. It's the ground. It's called emergency power to party. It's great. So it says to purchase these duty officers, you must have completed the Master Relaxer accolade by obtaining each of the various Lolunat Festival accolades. And so, again, this costs 1,000. There are KDF alternatives, but they do the same thing. Like Quintil is worth 200. She's a geologist, and it has a 7.5% chance to root targets. So she costs 200, and if you just want to have that bonus, but if you're just grind all the way up to 1,000 multiple times, because it's not that hard. It's 6 weeks. Then you can get that extra 2.5% chance. Other things you can do with Lolunat favors. So Dance Party Awards up to 50 starts at 1 minute. There's a thing that wherever your UI has put this thing, it's a schedule of when things are going to happen. So you can earn up to 50 Lolunat favors, which is not really that hard. A dance instruction is given every 15 seconds and 38 are required to complete the mission. But there's nothing you gotta do but click whatever dance she says to do. That's it. Like, yeah, 50, that's a lot. Making Waves awards between 15 and 75. I think that's the one. Horgon Hunt awards on an average 60 up to 75. That's a great way to do it. Sun, Sand, and Scavenging, that's the one in the back with the Ferengi, awards 20 or 50 during the bonus period time. And Castles in the Sand awards 20. And that's a daily, or it starts every like 10 minutes or something like that. Anyways, you can get, and you could also use Lobi to buy like packs of favors. Also, Flying High will award 20 after obtaining the daily 40 Lolunat prize vouchers. That makes any sense. So if you do the daily and then you want to go back after the resets, the 10-minute reset or whatever it is done, you can gain more favors by doing that fly around thing. So if you want to get more practice, yeah, like I said, there's a bunch. So the schedule goes dance off at the top of the hour, 15 minutes after that is a powerboard race, 7 minutes after that is a Horgon hunt, 15 minutes after that is the biathlon. It's a little funky if you're good at it. 8 minutes after the above artifact scavenger hunt, 15 minutes powerboard race, 7 minutes biathlon, 8 minutes artifact scavenger hunt, then back to the dance-off. Dance-off happens once an hour. Every mission will be at the same time slot every 3 hours. For the sake of this list, the daily rotation starts at 100 UTC with dance parties. Hatch Rysian Tropical Egg. If you have a bunch of eggs, you can do that duty officer mission every 20 hours, requires a biologist. Raise Rysian Tropical Bird once every 20 hours. Tagged Feather Monkey requires tropical tags, which you get from powerboard racing. And then raise Feather Monkeys, yada yada. The tailor has all your stuff. There's a floater vendor right next to the thing. Like, I'm going over and I'm making sure you guys know everything about this. There is a bank, mail, and exchange inside the resort. Don't worry about setting down that thing for the mission. Spoilers. But, you know, there's a Ferengi that sells goods for GPL. There's a Lolunat Tribble you can get. And if you basically have a Tribble eat any of the uncommon foods, you get a Lolunat Tribble. You also get a Rysian Tribble, which is any of the 4 rare food. A Rysian Tribble, you know, 5% health regeneration, 1% maximum hit points during summer event, 5 flight speed to self and friends within 4.5. Basically, it makes your floater work better. Yeah, Lolunat Tribble, psionic resistance, health regeneration, and then 5 flight speed and inertia during the summer event. So it doesn't matter which one you have, you're still going to get roughly the same. You're going to get the same summer bonus. So the Rysian Tribble is basically a Tribble with a little paper umbrella in it. It's just great. You're just like, oh, it's a little rainbow Tribble. Ah, like, what the hell? So now we're going to go into some of the ground equipment. Also, these things will also move as... You can get these roughly as bridge officer abilities too. So you've got Universal Kit Module, Sandstorm Generator, because Darude. That's the one, it costs 1,000. Engineering Kit Module, Hurricane Turret, already explained. Engineering Module, Molten Terrain, thinking it does... I think that's another Orbital Strike. Science Kit Module, Seismic Agitation Field. Science Kit Module, Sonic Disruption. In case you're a Doctor Who fan, that's a... It's a cone effect. Really good for pushing things back. Really good for pushing things back. Tactical Kit Module, Graviton Spike. Tactical Kit Module, Corrosive Grenade. That's stuff like that. All of these work as training manuals for your bridge officers. Please do not give your bridge officer Sonic Disruption. They will overuse it, and Corrosive Grenade could be cool. I'm not sure if that applies with any bridge officer abilities when it says throwing a grenade allows you to blah, 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 but who knows. So that's 300 for the common one, 500 for like Sonic Disruption 2, 700 for Sonic Disruption 3. Vanity Pets cost like 1,000 for Carkles. For one Lolunat favor, you can buy 200 GPL, but everyone should have a lot of GPL right now. So yeah, I'm putting a link below to the Rysian vendor so you can see all the wonderful stuff, the previous stuff you could buy. So, because that's what we care about. I mean, doing this stuff is fun, but we all want to know what you can get out of it. What can you use after the event, yada yada. So, that's cool. Alright, now we're going to move on to the ship stats that everyone really actually cares about. I mean, I cared about them. I already read them, so I know what I'm kind of perusing here. So this project requires 1,000 Lolunat price vouchers. 1,000 divided by 40 per day equals 25 days. But as you've got, I mean, that's almost a month. But again, it's not really that hard. Risa's fun to go to. You're not sliding around. There is no, like, If you go off the pathway, you can kind of go back in because there's gates you got to go through. So you can kind of do this thing as long as you make it through the gate on each of them, you're pretty much good to go. And it gives you well enough time to kind of stop, turn, and move towards the gate in case the pathway does that. In some areas it does. Just letting you know, this is super easy. It just requires commitment. This will be available for every other character on your account, so don't really worry about doing this daily multiple times if you're just into that sort of thing. But this is account-wide shit. The stats. So I'm wearing this shirt so that, you know, it's a Commander Engineering. I try to theme my dress wear, but it doesn't work. So it's level required 40. 40. Just letting you know, this is 40. The hope that might change, but you can be a captain and have a tier 6 ship. Say it with me. Tier 6 ship at level 40. That might be changed. Might be a typo, but I'm just saying. So far, according to this, yes. Hull strength 62,000 at level 60. It's a dreadnought cruiser, mind you. That's more base hull than my current Vesta has. And I have like 58,000 with my skill modifier. Shield modifier 1.05, so very close, slight tweak up from the base of regen and capacity. It's what the shield modifier. So if you're looking at it in your inventory, what it's gonna be on your ship is equivalent to that. Because your skills and stuff will math. 3 in the front, 5 in the back. It's got some typos all over this. That's supposed to be, there shouldn't be 5 in the back. Why would you do that? We'll just go with 5 in the front, 3 in the back. 4 device slots, because it's a cruiser. Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Commander Science, Lieutenant Commander Universal Temporal Operative. You don't have to use those, so you can just Lieutenant Commander Engineering if you really like your engineering, or you can Lieutenant Commander Tactical. So that's fun, because, you know, and then a Lieutenant Tactical and an Ensign Universal. So 8 degrees per second, 30 inertia, plus 5 all systems, because it's a cruiser. 1 hangar bay, comes with Vorgon, I'm pronouncing this Ashentis. Because if I go I want to be like Akentnis, because German is in my head, and I have Erkennis, Erkentis. So I'm like Ashentis, so I can separate the word. And they're frigates, so you only launch 2. You launch 1, and then the next time you launch another 1. And then it's got a Dreadnought Cruiser Mastery Package, so that's hull regen, energy damage resistance, crit chance, max hull capacity. And the console and the starship trait are both structural integrity field dealing, and we'll deal with that one in a second, because the console right now, oh Jesus. Basically what this does is it does damage. It's a SIF inverter, structural integrity field inverter. Does a bunch of damage to your ship, not a lot, but then does a crap ton of damage to their hull. It doesn't give numbers, but it says the starship that fires the SIF inverter suffers heavy hull damage and then rapidly drain an amount of energy from its target structural integrity field while dealing catastrophic damage to the target's hull. Don't know the numbers on this one, but however much damage it does to your ship, think about double or maybe even triple to the other ship. Maybe percentage based. Console provides a passive bonus to hull regeneration and max hull capacity skill. I saw that one coming. Console can only be equipped on foregone starships. I don't see using this one on the Xiphias Escort, as that thing has a crappy little hull to begin with. You may want to use it on the Rinkodon Carrier if you have it, because that's got a fair bit of hull too. Starship trait, structural integrity, burst. I figured out this one probably is not based on the amount that you're healing, just that you healed. It's activating any hull healing bridge officer ability, so engineering team, miracle worker, hazard emitters, anything that heals your hull, basically, will cause enemies in a 3 kilometer sphere to suffer radiation damage over time. So you hit engineering team and boom, they take damage. So really good to be next to like a gravity well, you know, could be really good. Also, this is going to tear apart the little Chidel swarmers because they start doing a lot of damage to you. And if you're down to 25% hull, boom, hit a miracle worker. Because, you know, commander engineering, you might be an engineer, thus you have miracle worker. Boom, hit miracle worker, heal back your hull, and they all take a bunch of dot damage. By the way, for those of you that are watching all the way through this point, the best thing to probably use for all those Chidel swarmers is Refracting Tetrion Cascade from Nukara Rep. I seriously can't exist that enough. When they're all around you attacking your backside, it's great just to like use that thing, because then you and then it just hits a bunch of them. You don't hit swarms really well. All right, finally the hanger pets. Available from the EC store, available from the Dilithium store. So the EC store are the ones they come with. So let's go down to the Fleet Shipyard one. 2 Tetrion beam arrays in the front. 1 Tetrion dual beam bank in the front. 1 Tetrion beam array in the back. And a Chronoton mine launcher. Abilities. Mine dispersal pattern beta 3. I don't know what that does, but launches a hell of a lot more mines from what I understand. And then suppression barrage 3. Don't really know what that does. But sounds pretty awesome. This ship is actually pretty cool. Still waiting for a science ship to come out of the summer event at all. That's not a carrier. Summer and winter events have had 2 carriers come out of it. To be fair, I think the anniversary event is... But that's that. If you want to see these stats for yourself, the cruiser stats are going to be at the bottom, below the Rysian vendor. And I'm also putting a link into the regular blog post for Ryza Low Lunat Festival. So you can see all the fun little things and like the caracals look like and the power boards, yada yada. Have fun for the next like month and a half dealing with sand and half mostly naked jem'hadar. Oh, gross. Bye.